I'm Jennifer. I'm an instructor with Living Balance Studio in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm excited to bring gentle floor yoga to you guys this morning. As you do this practice, please notice how sometimes gentle yoga can be challenging, but take care of your body. Listen to your body. You are aware of what your physical challenges are and what your limits are. So please listen and take care. Keep in mind that myself personally and Living Balance Studio is not liable or responsible for any injuries that you may incur during this practice. So please listen to any injuries or anything that you have now that's going on. Remember to protect yourself and just take care of your body. I'm so excited to bring gentle yoga, floor yoga to you guys. So this is my third class that I have brought to Facebook Live. The first one was a chair class where we did everything on the chair. The second one was showing how chair could be supported through a more active practice. We have a very active lifestyle, so a lot of times when we come into our practices, we like to just jump in and get into more active movement, and we forget the benefits of how being grounded and connected to the floor can really be. So I'm really super excited to introduce just how our body moves when we are connected and kind of stay close to the floor. With that being said, sitting can put strain when you're sitting down when we do some of our seated practices. If you have any lumbar or lower back issues, you may want to make sure that you grab a couple of items before we kind of get started this morning. If you have a blanket, grab a blanket. Any sort of blanket can work. That will help lift your hips when we come into our seated position. If you have a bolster or a pillow of any kind, that can also help to support you. A lot of times when we use props to kind of lift and support from when we're doing standing asana or standing practice, also having these props are great to use on the floor. If you have blocks or books, these are also a great tool. And then also if you have a belt or a strap, and this will really help us when we're working on the back side of our body. So grabbing those tools, I'll give you guys a second, or grabbing anything that works for that will help you out in your practice today. And then just take a moment and find wherever you're going to be comfortable, find where you can feel grounded and connected in your practice. And then when you're ready, I'd like for you to find yourself coming down to your back. So we're going to lay down onto our back. Our knees are going to be bent, because if you do have any lower back issues, or if those hamstrings are kind of tight, it's kind of nice to start with that bent knee position. So take a moment and begin to wiggle everything out. A lot of times we just come into like settling in, and then maybe support the head, tuck the chin a little bit, close the eyes, bringing now, touching. Tactile touch is great for the body. Just allowing yourself to feel where you need to be. Close the eyes and place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Begin here just to talk to your mind, your body, and your breath. Connect all three together. What is your breath doing right now? Where is it traveling in the body? What's going on in the mind? Just begin to focus the mind and the breath together. Finding yourself connecting to your mat, to your floor, wherever you've chosen to be today. Beginning to just let yourself come here. Let your practice be about connecting all three together to make you you. Find where you really feel your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Feel as you inhale, you can feel the belly expand, you can feel the chest expand, even deep within the collarbone. And then exhale, feeling all the muscles contract to let the air go. Inhale and exhale. Seeing if your body allows you to inhale and exhale through your nose, but finding where your breath allows you to just find peace, find a bit of a connection here, relaxing, and just let yourself be here this moment. Begin to scan the body, noticing if there's any areas that you have injuries or pain or discomfort that you need to just send a little bit more love to today. Noticing as you're laying here on your back, do you feel as though one area is a little bit higher than the other, like a hip or a shoulder, and maybe just moving around a little bit? A lot of times we just like to just stick and stay in one position, but let yourself just move. Move with your breath, finding where you need to be. And then just setting an intention today to connect, to ground and connect yourself here and find what your body needs. And then when you're ready, release your arms down by your side and let the palms face up. Let the chin gently tuck. You can keep your eyes closed as much as you'd like through this practice today, and maybe just feel how your body moves, or just have a soft opening in the eyes. The palms are facing up. Just take an inhale and then exhale, press the palms down. Noticing with this gentle movement of rotating the palms up and pressing the palms down, how just that gentle rotation moves the shoulders. Noticing how this feels. Taking just a couple of nice deep breaths and just feel this rotation. And then bringing your hands back to opening in the palms, tucking the chin gently, and then turning the palms to face you so your pinky side of your hand is resting on the mat. Just take an inhale and reach the right arm up toward the ceiling and just feel that gentle movement, and then exhale, floating the arm down. Notice if there's any crunching or any feeling of any discomfort, making any adjustments in the arm, coming down, maybe needing to bring the arms out to a little bit of a 45 degree instead of right next to the body, and try that movement again, reaching the arms up, just one arm and then floating down, reaching the arm up and then floating down. Maybe the next time reaching both arms up, noticing how they move, and then floating down. Inhale, reach. Maybe each time you reach the arms up, you can reach a little bit higher, maybe coming above the head, but finding how that movement feels and then floating down. As the arms come higher, notice how that allows you feel the rib cage lifting. So tucking just a little bit, feel the rib cage knit together. So feeling the movement flowing through the arms, feeling the chin gently tuck. And just again, feel this movement as you flow through the arms. As you inhale next time, reaching the arms up, snow angel those arms around, coming back to that center. And find this rotation now in the shoulders, moving here. And you can feel how the shoulders move along the back side of your mat. One more time, bringing the arms around and then reaching them both up toward the ceiling. The chin is gently tucked. And then allow the arms to float back down, and then rotate your snow angels, bringing and noticing the difference of how the shoulder blades are moving. Getting that movement, feeling the body, connecting with the body. Finding one more rotation. And then when the arms come back up, finding them coming center. As they come center, tucking the chin. Now feeling yourself solid here. Feet are grounded, knees are hip width distance apart. When you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades as though you're going to squeeze the mat together. And then as you exhale, release the shoulders wide on the mat. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is protraction and retraction. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Then inhale, reach the arms out to a T. And then when you exhale, give yourself a hug. Again, the tactile touch. Paying attention to which arm is on top, and then slowly just begin to rock the arms up and down to feel that gentle stretch and the movement again. And then when you're ready, pause, reaching the arms back out. And then the next time you cross the arms over, cross the opposite arm over. Allows us to use our mind to remember which arm was on top. And then slowly rocking and feeling a difference in the stretch of the shoulders, one side versus the other. And then when you're ready, pause and reaching the arms out to a T, and then letting them float down by your side. Having your palms facing up allows the shoulders to open. As we press the palms down, that rotates the shoulders in, and we have a tendency to spend most of our time there. So allow the shoulders to rotate open. Feel the rib cage pull the muscles together, and focusing here now, just coming down to the pelvic region, that space between the rib cage and the hips. Palms are open. Press the feet into the mat. The next time you inhale, you can even use your hands here. When you inhale, press the sits bones, lower part of the butt into the mat. Notice how you have an arch underneath your back here. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the tail slightly, almost as though the hips want to lift, and you're going to feel like your belly wants to press into the mat. You're going to feel this rocking back and forth. Inhale and exhale. And just feel this rocking back and forth in this movement here. Getting that little bit of movement in your spine. Just connecting, and then finding that point where you're in between that big arch and you're in between pressing that back completely into the mat. You're going to find that little neutral space of that natural lumbar curve, and you're going to feel the core supporting you here. Take a moment here. Your resting palms are up. Gently turn the head to the right. Just feel the stretch. Look and maybe notice where the shoulders are. Do you feel like they're melting and connecting into the mat? And then coming back to center. Then turning and looking to your left. And then coming back to center. Focusing on now the feet are nice and grounded into the mat. You're feeling yourself, your spine connected in all the places it needs to be. Your shoulders are wide, your chin is gently tucked. Your feet right now are grounded. Take a moment here and just inhale. Straighten the right leg out, and then flex the foot, and exhale. Pull it right back in and feel that connection with the body. Flow with your breath here. Inhale, let the leg just float out. Flex the foot and pull it back in. Finding that one more time, reaching out and then pulling that leg back in. Find the shoulders are soft. Find your upper body is just soft, and focusing on that lower body. Take and extend the left leg long. Flex and pull it back in. Extend the left leg long and flex and pull it back in. Extend the left leg long and flex and pull it back in. Take a moment here, noticing if the hips shifted when you were doing that, finding a solid foundation here. Place your left hand just gently on your thigh, softening in the shoulders. Take and maybe just have your right hand out to support the leg. Let the right hip open up, and then allow it to come back to center. Allow the right hip to open up, coming back to center. You'll be rotating onto that pinky side of your foot, opening up And then coming back to center. Take the right hand, press it gently into the right thigh. Again, feeling that strong connection. And then opening the left and bringing it back to center. Again, opening the left and bring it back to center. And slowly opening the left and bring it back to center. Coming back and releasing the arms down. Take a moment, and as you inhale, reach both arms above the head and straighten the right leg out. As you exhale, bring the arms down and the right knee into the chest, interlacing the hands behind the right thigh, and then begin to feel the breath as it floats on as you inhale on the right thigh, exhale, pulling the leg close in. Take a moment and roll those ankles. Just roll the right ankle in one direction and roll it in the other direction. And then coming back, and then point and flex the foot, and just find how everything connects with these gentle movements. And then we're going to add to this as you point the toe, lift and extend the leg. And then as you flex the foot, bend the knee. You can even feel the muscle engagement as you have your hands interlaced. You can feel how the body works together. As you point, flex and bend. One more time, point and flex and bend. As you flex and bend, take that hand and place it, the right hand on the right knee. Bring the left arm out to the side. Now you're here hovering. You're going to open the leg this time, supporting out and then pulling it back in. Seeing how it takes a little bit more work here, that the leg is hovering and the foot is not on the floor. Noticing if the shoulders are trying to take over any of this. Taking one more time, trying to keep the left hip grounded and opening up, breathing here, and then coming back in. Take a moment, keeping a hold of that knee, and then just find a hip circles over in one direction. You find your rhythm and your flow. Maybe your hips are going counterclockwise as mine are going clockwise. Pause and go in the other direction. And then coming back to center, hugging the knee into the chest and then floating the leg down. Taking a moment here, take an inhale, reach the arms above the head and let the left leg extend. And then as you exhale, bringing the knee into the chest, interlacing, holding here again, softening the shoulders, tucking the chin gently, feeling the breath as it flows here on the left thigh. Rolling the ankle around a couple of times and rolling it the other direction. Taking a moment and just pointing and flexing the foot. And then preparing the body, pausing here, point and extend, flex and bend. Noticing if there was any difference between the right and left leg as you're moving through. Do you feel as though one leg maybe extends a little bit easier than the other? Just noticing the differences, honoring the differences in your body. One more time. The next time you bring the leg down, the foot is flexed. Holding on with the left hand, bring the right arm out to a T. Just let the leg open, supporting here. You'll feel the core engage. You will feel that right hip wanting to come along with you, but find it grounding. Find actually how everything connects. Our bodies are amazing in how we feel ourselves grounded here on the mat. The next time you bring the leg out, find your hip circles. Whichever direction feels good. And then coming in the other direction. And then coming back. releasing down. Take a moment here, reach the arms above the head, and then snow angel the arms down by your side, tucking the chin and relaxing here. Taking a moment and then working here as you extend the right leg out. The right leg extends, and then allow the knee to bend to come into that open hip position, and then bring the leg back to center. Let's do that to the left side. You extend the leg out, then bend the knee and circle the hip around. Take and extend the right leg, bend the knee, and bring it back around. Extend the left. Flex that foot as it comes up and around, and use the hand if you need for support. Let's do that one more time in this rotation. Extend, bring the leg out, and come around. Left side, bring the leg out, extend, really reach for the end of your mat, and come around. Beautiful job. We're going to go in the other direction now. Let the hip open, let the right hip open up, and then extend the leg down and then pull it back in. Let's try that on the left side. We open the hip, extend the leg, and then bring it back in. Again, on the right side, find your movement. Open the hip, let the leg extend, and pull it back in. Left side, we're finding our flow. We find our movement, our breath, our connection. One more time on each side. Opening up, extend, and bend. One more time on the left side. Open, extend, and bend. Coming back to center. Take a moment here. Finding now a full body stretch. Extending both legs long, letting the chest and back just open, feeling that extension here. Breathing, and then as you exhale, bring the arms down by your side and notice how that chest and how that back wants to come back into that nice neutral spine. Listening to your lower back. Take a moment here and bend the knees. Pausing here. Take and grab your strap or your belts. As you grab your strap or your belts, we're going to take our right leg in, and then now take the belt and place it under the ball of the toe, and then press the heel toward the ceiling. Now noticing here, this is just here for support to help with the legs. So notice where the shoulders are. Let the shoulders be soft in the mat. Feel the shoulder blades wide. Feel the arms extending from the socket. Feel the heel reaching toward the ceiling and the toe reaching toward the nose. Again, the arms are just gently, the hands are just gentle on the strap. Pressing here, enjoying. Working on having that leg as straight as that hamstring will allow you. Now this is a little bit of how you can challenge yourself. A way to challenge yourself here is start walking the left leg long. But noticing as you do, what happens to the right leg? If you start noticing where it bends, you want to keep the left leg bent. Otherwise, if you're able to extend the left leg and flex the left foot, and then continue having the right foot flexed, you're going to feel that little bit of challenge there that a floor pose can bring. You can begin to feel the activation in the hamstring. Again, both arms are just gently holding onto the strap. Taking a moment here, breathing and feeling here. Then take the strap in the right hand. And again, you can have the knee bent. So if the left knee is bent, or even if you have a slight bend in the right knee, take a moment and just begin to tick-tock. So you're slowly moving the leg out to the right side, but notice if that left hip wants to lift pressing into that, just the hand into that left hip. Feel the core engage and just begin to feel how this feels with this movement of tick-tocking back and forth. Moving and enjoying this movement. Feeling the strength, feel you getting stronger, feel yourself grounded and connected here. Maybe you feel as though you can extend a little bit, bending the elbow to allow for support. Gentle exterior rotation and just hold the strap here. Feel the core engage. Maybe you feel as though you can open up this left hip in this butterfly position, pressing gently into the inner thigh. Pausing here, breathing. If your body is allowing you to, maybe that left leg is straight and flexed, but listening wherever you're at. When you're ready, use that strap to help bring you forward. Hold the strap now with the left hand. If the left leg is bent or if it's out to the side, bring it in and extend it straight for me. Flex the foot. Hold the strap with the left. Bring your right arm out to a T. Again, let it tick-tock over and come back to center. Allow your body to move, feeling that stretch. Noticing if you're having any discomfort or pain underneath the knee. If that's the case, bend the knee slightly to where you can still feel the stretch on the outside, that IT band hip region. And then when you're ready, maybe letting it fall and rotate, keeping the shoulders grounded. Again, the elbow is bent for support. And pausing here, beginning to bring in a little bit of thoracic rotation. Feeling how the breath feels as it goes through the right side body. And just breathe here. The right hip is lifted and you're resting slightly on that left hip. But the shoulder blades, both shoulder blades are grounded. Then gently pull that leg back up. And then softly bend the knee. Remove the strap. Bring the left knee up, ground the foot, and cross the right foot over the left. Place the right hand gently into the inner thigh. You're coming into this figure 4 stretch, but what we're doing here is right now we're keeping the left foot grounded. Keep the shoulder blades grounded. Notice when you come to interlace, if you find yourself having to pull your body up, try to keep those shoulders soft. Try to keep your body soft and work on maybe opening here. Maybe using the left arm to support and bring the leg to you if this is where you need to be, but keep the shoulders soft. If you're pulling the left leg towards you, the right hip is opening up out to the side. Breathing here, just allowing yourself to be here in this moment. Feeling connected and grounded to the mat. Allowing yourself just to melt in and feel the support. Then releasing if you've let the left leg come up. Releasing here. Take a moment and bring the right knee into the chest. And then float the right foot down. Allowing yourself to bring the left knee in. Grab your strap again. As you grab your strap, placing it around the balls of the left foot. Your belt, whatever works. Take a nice deep breath and extend the leg. As the leg extends, again, noticing if there's any subtle differences. Settling here, making those gentle movements. Again, it's okay to move with the breath, wiggling things out, finding where your body needs to be. Shoulder blades become wide on the mat. Softly holding on to the strap, flexing the heel toward the ceiling and the toe toward the nose, gentle tuck in the chin. And again, finding where you need to be, maybe wiggling the right leg down a little bit, but noticing if when you do, so if you come down and you notice that either that hip begins to lift or you find a buckle in that leg, finding where you can get the deepest hamstring stretch without losing the integrity of your pose, and just feel your breath. So find that connection. Remember that connection between your mind, your breath, and your body today. Find where you're flowing, where you're connecting here. With that being said, when you grab a hold of the strap with the left hand, knowing where the right leg needs to be, you can again press onto that thigh or hold here if it's extended. And as you kind of tick-tock out, noticing what's happening here. So even if the leg is extended and you begin to tick-tock out and there's any discomfort or pain in the lower back, or you feel as though the right hip will not allow you to stay grounded, then bend the knee back up again to feel that grounded, rooted point. And then when you're ready, you bend the elbow and allow the leg to come out, slight exterior rotation. And again, you can keep the left knee bent, the right leg bent, right leg extended, or let it open up in this little half butterfly position. Just finding yourself here. You're going to find stability. It's okay to shake a little bit, but find where your breath is. Breathe here. Holding, finding that connection, letting the shoulders soften. Let this be about the lower body. Taking one more nice deep breath, and wherever you're at, if the leg is open, the right leg, bring it back, and then use your core, use that strap to gently bring you up. Take the strap with the right hand now, and again, if that right leg is bent, extend it for this part. Bring the left arm out and slowly just begin to tick-tock across first. So we're just tick-tocking, just letting it cross, seeing, it's kind of like feeling the water. When you want to get into the pool, we have two types of people. We either jump right in, and then sometimes we regret it. So it's kind of nice just to kind of feel the waters, to see where we're at. And then cross over. Again, you'll see how that left hip leaves, and you're getting that nice stretch. The right elbow is bent for support, and you're just lightly holding on to that strap, breathing here, and just enjoying. Noticing that nice stretch, maybe a little bit of a burn depending on how tight things are. Breathing here. And then slowly coming back. And then bend the knee. Bring it into your chest. Now bring your right knee into the chest and slowly begin to just rock back and forth, side to side, maybe doing a little bit of circling. So our knees are together and we're just circling in one direction and then circling in the other direction. Then maybe holding on and finding those hip circles with both of the knees out. And then circling in the other direction. And then coming back, hugging the knees in and grounding the feet. Bring the arms out to a T. As the arms come out to a T, inhale, exhale, drop your knees to the left and look to your right. Again, a little bit of thoracic rotation, feel an opening in the shoulders, trying to keep the shoulder blades grounded, breathing here. And then coming back up. Take an inhale, drop the knees to the right. And then coming back up. Take a moment and find another full body stretch. Letting everything go, stretching, moving. And then as you exhale, bringing the knees into the chest. And then find yourself rocking over to one side. Just rock your body over to one side, letting the bottom arm support the head. letting the top arm come in front of you, and then when you're ready, take a moment. We've been on our back for a while, pressing gently up. Now, as you press gently up, coming into an easy seated position. So this is where being in this easy seated position will help you if you have a blanket. So if you find yourself when you're seated that you're having any discomfort in that lower back, if you feel as though you're slouching or there's any discomfort in the hips, a great thing to do is grab a hold of your blanket. It's folded, and you're going to find that little triangular spot, that little the area of your sits bones, and you're going to find yourself sitting here on your blanket to get yourself lifted up just a little bit. Maybe take a moment here, and if you have your blanket, sit on your blanket and then come and sit off of your blanket and notice the difference of how you feel when you're sitting. So when you come, decide what works best for you, honoring your body, paying attention to just which leg is in front. Again, rocking and moving, finding where your breath can settle you in. As you come into this seated position, we've been on our back for a little bit. And again, wiggling and moving. Movement is great. Take a moment here and just begin to roll the shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forward. And then pausing here. As we pause here, again, noticing what's going on here, just moving in with our breath, moving with our body. Bringing our hands down by our side. And then pressing that space between our ears and our shoulders, allowing the lower trapezius muscles to engage. Rotate the right palm up. And then slowly walking over, but keeping the hip grounded. So notice how that knee wanted to go. Press it down. Open the heart. And then come back to center. Open the heart. And come back to center. And then open the heart. And come back to center. Rotate down and tap the right hand. And then bring it back up to center. Tap. And bring it back up. And then tap. And bring it back up. Hold here and then use the bottom arm to press yourself back up. And coming back up to center. Take and rotate that left palm and then roll the shoulder down and back and begin to walk over, feeling that stretch, honoring your body, giving yourself this chance to really just stretch out and feel the lengthening in the body. And then when you're ready, we open up and then reach back over. We open up toward the back of our room, reach back over, open up. And reach back over. Then we rotate the body. And then come back up. Rotate. And come back up. Rotate. And come back up. Feeling that stretch and then using that breath. Bring yourself back up. Finding that center point. Again, rolling the shoulders back, doing any movements that feel good. Take a moment here, place the hands in front, finding those sits bones, pressing down. A lot of times we round forward when we come forward. We want to find that hip hinge. So as our legs are crossed, as we're up nice and tall, we're going to press forward. You see how we feel that engagement, and we press forward. Fingers are on the mat, roll the shoulders down and back. Begin to walk forward, protecting that lower back, feeling that stretch. Maybe you come here, Maybe you start rounding a little bit, coming a little bit further. Maybe the forearms come down, but if you feel yourself lifting, if you notice how I've separated here, that means I need to come up a little bit more and find that engagement. Breathing here. Then placing the right hand in the center of the mat and just reach the left arm up. And then float it down. Then reach the right arm up and float it down. Reach the left arm up. Really feel that engagement, that rotation in the thoracic spine, and float it down. Reach the right arm up and float it down. One more each side. Reach and float down and reach and float down. Slowly walking back, feeling yourself lifting up, and then remembering that engagement. Which leg was in front? Switch. Which leg was in front? There you go. And relax. So notice the difference with which leg you've switched in front. You may find that it doesn't feel as though you're going along your natural rhythm, because we have one side that, yes, we have a little bit easier to movements. It's our favorite side. When you look at when a child starts to crawl, they have a tendency, you'll notice that you're already picking favorite sides even as you begin to move just as a baby. And then we have those tendencies as we get older. When we have injuries, we have a tendency to bypass and have our body compensate. So when we take this time to find what we need to support us, getting us to where we use both sides of our body to find that balance. So when you're ready, you've got the opposite leg in front. Reach the right arm up. This time focusing on that rotation. We're going to exhale, tap the knee, and then let the arm rotate and then open up behind you. Then over, rotate, tap, and then open up. One more time, rotate, tap, and then open up and float the arm behind you, and then come back to center. Take the left arm, reach it up, rotate, tap. Feel that movement in the arm as you find that rainbow as you come around, and squeezing that lower trapezius muscle, rotating in the thoracic spine, and then rotate. Finding these grounding rotational moves will help you when you come up into those more advanced moves, coming into triangle, revolved triangle, any of those more moves where you work on the balance, but you're grounded here so you can really work on that rotation. Moving and releasing down and coming back to center. Again, you're up nice and tall, pressing the sits bones down, walking forward, breathing here, finding that connection. Again, noticing how far you can walk forward. Maybe because this is your side that you're going to feel this more in your hip because you've got the other leg in front. Finding your point, making sure the shoulders aren't here, you're softening, finding that mid-back, those postural muscles helping you. Take the right hand, place it in the center, reach up, and then place the hand down. Place the left hand, reach the right arm up, and float it down. Placing and reach opposite side, and bring it down. One more time each side. So we've got one more. And one more. And then we slowly begin to walk back up. Take a moment, find the support of the knees, bring them up, and bring the legs in front of you. Bring them a little bit wider. Again, just rocking back and forth, and then bring your fingers either out to the side or towards you. And then as you're here, you're hinging back gently, arms are open, and you're just going to rock the legs back and forth. Gently feeling that movement here. And then one more each side. This is one of my favorite. I could windshield wiper all day. And then coming back to center. Grabbing your strap again. And again, at any time if you feel you want to try how it feels not being on your blanket, you can. I like how it lifts my hips and supports my lumbar spine. But again, you can find where you want to be. We're going to come into Dandasana. So finding the sits bones, you're up nice and tall, your legs are straight. Now, with that being said, I know I'm moving around a lot just so you guys can see. So if you're here, I'll give you the example without the blanket. So if when you extend the leg comes and you're in this stress and you see how my shoulders are rolling forward, a couple of options to help you with this is you come up and you bend the knees, flex the feet, and you're here, you're still getting a good hamstring stretch. You're taking that pressure off of the back, and this can be your Dandasana. You could also use the rolled up blanket to place underneath and flexing the foot. And again, you're still having that nice solid foundation. Again, the blanket is a beautiful thing. As you're up, sitting on it, allowing it to lift and extending. A lot of times we don't want to accept those supports, but it really helps to allow our body to get that proper alignment and that stretch. So pressing the heels into the mat, the feet are flexed and the arms are resting by your side. Take a moment here, looking at your toes. Your toes are your drishti, your focal point. Your chin is gently tucked. Just bring your hands in front of you now, slightly resting along your thighs, and then bend the knees. The knees are bent, the heels are pressed in. Then walk your hands a little bit further, noticing how my body is hinging from the hips. Maybe walk a little bit further. Feel that belly to thigh connection, but my knees are nice and bent. Now straighten the left leg. Maybe you're noticing a deeper hamstring stretch here. Pausing. And then bend the left knee again. Straighten the right leg. Again, feeling that connection. And then bending. Look at how you are, where you are. That nice hinge from the hip. No pain or discomfort in the lower back. Maybe you can straighten both legs now. Maybe you need to walk up a little bit, but feeling those hamstrings stretch and breathe here. Slowly coming back up to where you feel that core engagement and the shoulders are lined up with the hips. Have your strap close by. Take a moment here. We're going to take and find stability with the left hand. And bring the right knee up. If you notice, the right knee is up, but the foot is lined up with the calf muscle here. So it's allowing me to stay nice and tall, kind of like when I was laying on my back. I feel that belly to thigh connection. I'm holding on to the right knee, and then I begin to open the hip up out to the side and pull it back in. Open the hip up out to the side and pull it back in. And open the hip out to the side and pull it back in. As I bring the leg up a little bit more, trying my best to keep that stability, I'm going to open up, grab a hold of my ankle, and open up the leg out to come into this half butterfly position. So when I do that, the leg is going to come to the foot is going to come to the inside, and I begin to open here. Pausing and breathing. and then grabbing a hold of your strap. Soft bend in the left knee, placing the strap on the base of the left toe, and then extend. Again, shoulders are soft, foot is flexed. Take a moment here and bring the elbows by the side of the body. So begin to soften the shoulders and begin to squeeze the shoulder blades, the mid-back muscles together, almost as though if you're doing a chaturanga, you're pulling in. So you're allowing yourself to get that engagement here. Nice solid core, nice alignment here, and then you're going to allow your body to hinge from the hips. If you'll notice that the shoulders this now will not roll forward, they'll stay lined up, looking at your toe and feeling that engagement here. Breathing. Maybe you walk out a little bit, but keeping the shoulders in alignment here, just as though if you were laying on the floor and the back was flat on the mat and your arms were extended. Breathing here. Taking one more nice deep breath, and then let the strap guide you back up. Softening, and then releasing the strap. Take the right leg, bring it in, and then cross it all the way over. Now, when we cross it all the way over, notice what happens if the lower back, again, the blanket you can still sit on. Notice if you're here with the lower back. You want to lift up. Feel that connection. Lifting here. Bring the knee as close as you can, flexing the left foot. Let the left arm grasp a hold of the knee to really feel the stretch out on the outer side of the hip. A lot of times we complain of this hurting our lower back. That is where the blanket helps, and that's where when we really get that lift. So then we want to work on that thoracic rotation. So as we're holding close, you're holding here. You want to work with the thoracic rotation, feeling that rotation, and then placing the hand closer to the body instead of further away. When I'm further away, I find myself dipping into that lower back. So you want to lift, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, pulling the knee into the chest, rotating, and then lifting. The head can stay lined up with the sternum, or you can gently rotate and look behind you. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths. So much information, and then we forget to breathe. It's amazing how much a floor twist can just activate, and we feel the breath in this rotation, and we hold, and we just enjoy. And then we come back to center. As we come back to center, we can come in to that seated figure four stretch. So again, with the seated figure four stretch, you're here, you're up nice and tall. And what we neglect is the journey we have with our feet. So you have your right foot connected. Take your left hand and interlace. So your left hand goes to the back side, the ball of the foot. Begin to interlace your toes between your fingers. It is going to be a very tight junction. And begin to roll the ankle in one direction and roll the ankle in the other direction. Just moving here and just enjoying. And then notice how the spaces become more open as you continue to move, and you get the movement in your ankle, your opening in the hip. Noticing if you've decided to sink down, keep uplifted, just a lot going on, just the being seated. And then pause here. Coming back and extend. So you're up nice and tall. We start with the left side now, so we're here. Nice and tall. We take a moment, we bring the leg up. Remember, it's just closer to the calf muscle. We open and we close. We open and we close, and we open and we close. We keep that nice belly to spine connection to keep the core engaged, and we come up and we open out, finding that half butterfly position, nice and tall. And then we take that gentle bend to find the support of the strap. Straightening the leg. Noticing if we were rolling forward. Soften the shoulders. Bend the elbows. Finding that connection. Flexing the foot. Maybe this is where you are. It is perfectly fine. What is wonderful is we each come to the mat with the same intention, but our journey may be totally different. And we just enjoy it with each breath. We see where it takes us. So maybe you hinge forward slightly and begin to walk out, keeping the shoulders lined up. Again, maybe this is where you're at. Maybe you can fold forward a little bit more. But keeping an eye on that drishti, that focal point, that toe. Breathing here. Enjoying. And then slowly lifting up. As you gently lift up, removing the strap. As you remove the strap, we take and bring that left leg and we cross it over, making sure we make any adjustments to avoid any discomfort again in that lower back. So we want to lift up nice and tall. Right arm wraps around. We're feeling that stretch on that outer hip. Lifting up, rotating thoracic spine, pressing down. Again, head can stay lined up with the sternum or turn to look. Knowing where you need to be, know where you find your peace, your stretch. Breathing here. Taking one more nice deep breath. And then slowly unwinding. Finding the seated figure four. What is great is we can do a lot of the same poses, but in different planes. Think about your journey that you have throughout the day. So as you're seated here in your figure four, interlace the hands again with the toe, but think about your journey throughout the day. Think about all the different planes you were in when you're seated, in your back or your belly, walking, the different, just, we can do so much and we forget that each of these poses can be done in different planes, different areas, and just feeling the difference that it feels when we switch things up and just enjoying being grounded and connected. Noticing how the right toes right now feel from rotating and versus how your left toes feel. Was one side easier versus the other? And then think about when you're standing or walking, do you put pressure on one side versus the other? It's amazing when we get grounded and connected to our body, how we can see where we favor one side versus the other, and then we can take this time to just really connect and be in the moment with ourselves. So taking one more nice deep breath and then releasing and extending the legs long. So coming with the legs long again into Dandasana, seated staff pose as you're here, just rocking back and forth, then bending the knees, and then round forward and give yourself a nice hug. So it's okay if you're flexing in the back, you're just rounding forward here and just enjoying the stretch. Feeling your belly to thigh connection. It is though kind of like if you're laying on your back and bringing your knees into your chest. And pausing here. Just enjoying. And then lifting back up and rolling the shoulders back. If you brought a blanket, or it can be a blanket or a pillow or a bolster into your practice today, allow yourself to bring it to your mat. Take a moment and begin to relax and lay down. When you come down, we want to allow ourselves to have our knees bent. The bolster is laying right at the base of my spine, and I'm coming back. Your blanket, maybe you're coming down just by yourself, just on the floor like you started today. but find yourself coming down and then begin to open the arms out to a T. You'll notice if you're laying on a bolster or a blanket or a pillow, how this begins to open up the spaces in the rib cage, how it begins to open the front side of the body. Take a moment here. The knees are bent. Maybe allowing the right hip to open up and then extend the leg out. Allow the left hip to open up and extend the leg out. And find yourself laying here with your heart open, feeling the light with each breath, brighter growing deep within you. And take a moment here and begin to re-scan your body. Connecting your mind, your breath, and your body. Just seeing if you feel more connected, more grounded. And just let yourself be here. Allow any exterior noise just to melt away and focusing on your breath. Noticing the pause between each inhale and each exhale is a pause between a thought, between a feeling, between an emotion. And just take this time to feel connected, rooted, and grounded in this space. Continue to lay here, relaxing and breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and open the mouth and let it go. Enjoying this time. Enjoying this peace. With any journey, it takes steps. When I take the first step, I celebrate and I enjoy the journey. How many times have you heard the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step? It is so easy to forget to live by this ancient wisdom. Do something today, anything, to step in the direction of whatever is in your heart. What does your heart want to do, be, have? But find that, be in that moment. Anytime you move forward is a reason to celebrate. What I ask of you at this time is you're at home. This is your practice. So you can stay laying on your bolster, your block, your blanket. You can still feel the energy flowing as your heart is open and feel your breath. Or you can choose to bring gentle movement back into the body and prepare yourself for whatever journey and whatever steps you have for today. What I want to say is that I truly am honored and just so happy for whoever could join me for this class today. Again, my name is Jennifer, and I am an instructor and blessed to be one at Living Balance Studio here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And starting in August, in accordance with the government regulations, we will be, for the first time, opening group classes. So please check out the website for more information for those classes And keep in mind that this studio for over about 10 years has been a primarily private studio, working one-on-one or in small groups. So think about it, giving yourself something. Take the step to come into our studio for either a private class or group class, or share this gift with someone else. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. As I bring my hands to Heart Center, I bow to honor each and every one of you. Namaste.